Hey everybody, welcome to Middle School GSA. It is the show where Demigloom and Felonious Ferris talk about stuff. But today, Felonious Ferris isn't here. I killed them. They're dead.
They're dead and in your basement. Awesome. Nice intro. Why don't you just introduce yourself real quickly? Because you're just some completely random guy with a shitty camera right now. To our
completely random guy with shitty camera.
Nobody knows
that's
you.
who I am.
You're the voicemail guy. You left a voicemail about reading One Piece.
What is this? What is this thing on the top about like 94 to 99 uploading?
I think it's literally like live recording,
live recording and uploading
and saving. I think it's pretty reputable. We're recording in Riverside.fm for the first time.
Wow.
So in case you didn't know, fans at home, when we record in a Discord call using bots, which is what we do for guests, episodes with guests that always come out.
Yep.
We use a bot that records the Discord call, and it records the audio like from the perspective of the Discord call. Whereas on Riverside FM, it actually records audio straight from our microphone, and then we can download the tracks that were recorded from our microphone while still being in a call and hearing each other through a stream.
Revolutionary technology.
Revolutionary technology, yes. But yeah, who are you? Just describe who you are real quick.
My name is Riely. I am a fat, depressed idiot who makes way too many podcasts to cope with that. And
hey, stop being so harsh on yourself. You're a plus-sized idiot who makes podcasts.
Yeah, sorry.
Nobody listens
okay,
to.
listen with me. I make podcasts. My name is Riely. Hi.
I've known Riely for a long time. Riely is the host of the very first podcast I ever appeared on, known as Largest Issue in the Galaxy. Don't listen to it. No matter how curious you are. Don't listen to that.
it.
I think me and Riely disagree a little bit on whether or not people should listen to that show. But yeah. So Riley's a good podcast friend of mine. We've been friends for 2 years now? Well over 2 years, I think. Yeah,
probably.
We're approaching 3 years. It was January? I believe it was January that first episode that I was on came out. Yeah, we've been doing podcasts for a while. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so January 2024, we will have known each other for 3 years.
Wow.
Which honestly, it feels like, holy shit, we've known each other for 3 years, but it also feels like only 3 years. I feel like I've known you for a much longer time, given how much content we've put out there. But yeah, me and Riely have been doing a lot of content together. Pretty much anything Demigloom related, Riely has touched, except for this podcast, with the exception of his voicemails that we played on the show. So it's pretty exciting.
Every voicemail I've ever sent has been played on the show.
Yes, every single one. There's not a single voicemail
Every single voicemail that I've left on the line has been played on the podcast.
Yes, every single one, Riely. Thank you for drawing attention to that fact. It's really important.
It's very important.
I suppose we should address the elephant in the room.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. We have cameras. Cameras are on. And also Felonious Ferris.
I was saying that I was the elephant in the room. It was a fat joke.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying that there was the cameras. Yeah, we have cameras on. We have visuals. It's a video podcast. So instead of profile pictures with little audio waves surrounding them, we have actual cameras. You can see our faces. Now, my face is completely...
my camera looks like dog shit.
Riley's camera's horrible, and my face is obscured by my microphone, so you can kind of just see my eyebrows going up and down, and vaguely make out the shape of my mouth opening and closing through there, pop filter. But I'll give you guys a look. Yeah, that's what I look like. I apologize. I'm not as beautiful and feminine as my voice would lead you to believe for the audio listeners.
Oh yeah, you need to fix your situation. This is awful. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, like one of your eyes is obscured by your fucking microphone. This is a bad webcam shot.
Well, we're not doing a webcam show for the after this episode. Me and Felonious Ferris will be recording live. They couldn't make it this week. They're very sick. In their own words, they cannot speak.
Yeah, but you'll be recording yourself in the exact same way, right?
No, we're going to be We haven't decided where we're actually going to record. There's actually a couple options that we're looking into as to where we're going to record. But when we recorded the first take of this episode was with me and Felonious Ferris, and we actually recorded in my living room, and it looked completely different. We tried to one mic it though, and that completely destroyed the audio quality. So we're gonna have to get.
You ruined everything.
Yeah, we ruined everything by trying to one mic it. Also, they claim they were very confident in the amount of storage space on their iPhone, which we used to record the video, and there was definitely not enough storage space on their iPhone to record the video, and that caused a problem. So I had to get a capture card. But fear not, we have a guest lined up for the next episode, and it should be live with me and Felonious Ferris in person together. And it's going to be a really good episode. I promise you. That's waiting. But for now, I have this random fat guy from the internet with the worst camera ever with me.
You just wanted me to do a camera so bad. I didn't want to do it. I knew it was going to look like shit. But
you look so bad on my stream specifically. I'm sure it'll look better in the recording because it's like going up and down in like pixels. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I hear your cat too. We're also joined by Riely's cat.
Fucking Gabby out here screaming at me because there's a fucking Subway tuna sub wrapper in my trash can that she wants to get at.
Is that actually what she's screaming at?
Yeah, because that's what she did when she got in here. Well, while I was trying to set up in my kitchen, I just heard like rustling, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing in there?" And I look in, and she's ripping into my trash can trying to get the Subway tuna sub wrapper.
God. So yeah, today's recording session is far from ideal, but in life we must make compromises.
True,
and with that out of the way, we're going to read comments from old episodes on Spotify.
Whoa.
Because Felonious Ferris is at Burning Man. I'm sorry, it's not funny. Do you think we should do newest to oldest or oldest to newest?
Oldest to newest. Let's take us back to the past to read the shitty comments that suck ass.
Great idea. The oldest Spotify comment we have comes from Teeth Soup on the We Fixed the Constitution episode, which was episode 2. You guys ducking suck. Thank you, Teeth Soup, for the input. Do you think the show ducking sucks, Riely?
No, I think it fucking sucks, but it definitely doesn't ducking suck.
Okay. This does fucking suck. Oat comments on the neopronouns episode. As someone who uses neopronouns, for me personally, they come from relating to a certain concept so deeply it could rival something like femininity or masculinity. Using neopronouns just feels right. I think that's completely valid. I think my friend Riely thinks that's completely valid. Okay. Felonious Ferris? I don't know. I don't know if Felonious Ferris agrees.
Here's the thing, right, with the neopronouns.
Uh-oh.
The thing is,
and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I had to cut part of this episode out. No, go on.
Who knows what I said after I don't? I don't not think it's valid. But it's definitely a hard thing to try to push into the zeitgeist. And I have the poorest memory on the fucking planet. I can't even remember to call non-binary people they, them. I'm not going to remember your frog genders. It's going to be very hard for me.
Yeah, that's what I say to all people, including binary trans people. It's important to manage your expectations. Not in the sense that it's acceptable for people to misgender you or whatever, but it's an unfortunate reality that a lot of people simply do not understand, and you're going to get misgendered. And I'm not saying that it's okay that that's the case, or that this is a reality we should protect or not put in an effort to fight. All I'm saying is that we should manage our expectations and come to terms with the reality that we will be misgendered. Someone like me, for example, being called sir is something I'm going to have to come to terms with. That's probably going to be the case for the rest of my life. And I need to come to terms with it. I need to learn how to accept that reality and make peace with it without being completely subservient to the systems that oppress me and call me a man. Just, you can't... If you have a mental breakdown every time someone misgenders you, that's a sign of poor mental health. and you need to work on it.
Correct. Good job.
All right. Next comments are on the non-binary people episode. Merewolf Moon says, I want to hear the Double Dad episode. If you guys don't remember, we proposed an episode, a podcast episode with my father and Felonious Ferris's father. I think that would be great. Merewolf Moon says, I want to hear the Double Dad episode. Yeah, we proposed doing an episode with my dad and Felonious Ferris's dad and just having our dads do a podcast episode. And I think that would be really funny. It would be pretty good. Our dads are pretty opposed politically. They're both pretentious dickheads who would certainly put up a good fight. But my dad
Isn't
could be
your dad opposed to you?
Yes. Yeah, my dad's not a big fan of trans folks, if you guys aren't Demigloom connoisseurs.
If you aren't Demigloom lore experts.
Yeah. Buckle
like
says,
myself.
are you in middle school? No, we are not. We're not in middle school. I feel like we need to try a little harder to make this clear. We should probably say that in the,
Would that
the
perhaps
intro
have
every
been
time.
inspired by an event on Twitter.com?
Yeah. Well, this comment is old, but no, we're not in middle school. We are not middle schoolers. Me and Felonious Ferris are college students. Riely here is college student aged, although he's not a college student. He didn't go to college because he's a loser.
Yeah, I have a fucking job.
House. Yeah, Riely has a job. I had a job interview with Target, by the way.
Ooh.
And it was one of those stupid interviews where they give you a question and you have to like record your response to the question on camera.
That's
and there's
really
like
dumb.
no person there. So I basically had to explain why they should hire me on camera by myself.
Can you fucking imagine that amount of just like no personal like care or mind to the interview process? Like it's one thing to not conduct in-person interviews. Like I think it's stupid not to. But like if you want to put me in a Zoom call, then whatever. To not even have an interviewer and just make me record responses to questions. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
I interviewed
it's really
on
bad.
Zoom, but there was at least a person on the other side.
I'll read the last comment, then we can dive a little bit more into that. Gabe comments, excuse me, I have the hiccups because I always have the hiccups when I record. Is that an anxiety thing, maybe?
Maybe.
Can you get the hiccups from anxiety? I don't know.
Possibly.
Gabe says, super epic. I actually really liked this one. I like seeing different viewpoints. Help me to actually humanize religious people a little bit. I think Kathy would be glad to hear that she helped somebody humanize religious people.
What a fucking radical leftist comment to make.
Yeah.
Wow, this podcast really helped me see religious people as human beings as I hadn't before.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. But yeah, I think my preamble in that episode was pretty good, although admittedly dehumanizing to Kathy. No, I wouldn't say it was dehumanizing. I think it was a little bit mean. I realized I like gave a preamble like as if Kathy was some kind of serial killer. I was like, I could see the good in this objectively horrible, disgusting monster.
You gotta stop regretting being mean because it's funny every time.
Is it?
Yes.
I feel I'm very socially intimidating to a lot of people. That's just the feedback I've been given, and I don't like it. I want to be known as friendly and kind, but I'm also like pretty good at insulting people and making people feel uncomfortable. It's a skill I'm not happy to have. I don't intentionally do it. It's just kind of a natural consequence of what I do, the way I talk.
My two favorite episodes of this show are the Kathy episode and the neopronouns episode. In both of which you are mean.
The neopronouns episode, I was like just a complete dick to Felonious Ferris.
And it was hilarious. It was amazing radio.
I don't want to be mean to Felonious Ferris though. They didn't want that kind of discussion. It was against their will. It was against their desire for how they wanted the interaction to go. And for that I sincerely regret acting the way that I did. I had a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. But yeah, actually, the job interview conversation could be the perfect segue into today's topic. I did an interview with Target, and I basically just recorded myself responding to their prompts. Very simple questions like, tell me a time a customer was a dickhead and you weren't a dickhead. Or tell me how you handle this situation in retail. You're muted, Riely.
That's the exact phrasing of the question.
No, not exactly. It
Not
was pretty close to
exactly.
that.
It was pretty close.
It was pretty close to that, though. Yeah. Just a lot of stupid questions. And honestly, I might have bombed that interview. Bombing an interview is bad, right? That means like you fucked it up.
Yeah. There's a difference between bombing your interview and your interview being the bomb.
Yeah. Very, very similar words, very different implications. Yeah. I think I bombed that interview. I'm gonna be real with you. I was very anxious when answering the prompts, and there's this really weird shit where it's like, it gives you like, it's like 1 minute of prep time for the question, and there's literally like a timer with like a meter like depleting, and I'm like, shit, what am I gonna say? And then like once you run out of prep time, it just starts recording you, and you have to talk, and you get 2 retries. It's ridiculous.
That's so absurd.
It's insane. You know, I thought doing a Zoom interview, and for some reason, I feel like that adds more pressure. Like when I interviewed for Walmart, like I had to answer the questions like that because they were just talking. It was just a woman talking to me on the phone. But for some reason, like giving me like limited prep time, like scared the shit out of me. And by the way, Walmart, they hired me over the phone, and I answered the questions all adequately. They didn't correct anything that I said. Just inform me of their policies and whatnot. And we're like, yeah, you want to work here? And I'm like, sure. I'm not saying that's uncommon, but, you know, I did a good job, I think. But with Target, I felt so scared, so horrified. They reached out to me pretty quickly after I filled out my application. I think just because I made a pretty wide availability. Like, I want to work a shit ton of hours. And also, excuse me, I put down my past experiences. I think my references are pretty good. But anyways, this interview was very dehumanizing. It felt so much more performative than anything else I'd done. What the fuck are you doing?
I was adjusting my positioning, and I didn't want my fat wriggling to be caught on camera.
Okay. But yeah, how many job interviews have you been a part of?
Just like 2.
I'm assuming you've only had one job ever, right? So only one of them hired you?
This one job I've had is the only job I've ever had, and I had one interview with like an Arby's that I didn't get, and then the interview for a job I have now.
That's pretty funny. How did the interviews go? Were they in person?
The Arby's one was in person. I went there. I sat at a table with Mr. Arby's manager man, and he asked me some questions, and I answered them awkwardly because it was my first ever job interview, and I didn't get the job.
Damn. Did they reach out to you and say, unfortunately,
no,
we're not going to offer you the position, or did you just never hear back?
I just never heard back.
Yeah, I've never heard back from.
And I eat at that Arby's often, so I had to look at them. I had to look them in the eyes, knowing that they denied me of employment.
They look at you like, look at this sick fuck. He thought he could work here? Yeah, order that fucking food.
What a fucking plebeian.
You know what? I'm going to make that food, bitch. I'm going to make it for you. You know why? So you know that you'll never be back here. You're not worthy here. You make more money than an Arby's employee, right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Fuck them. No, Subway didn't hire me for some reason. I have no idea why Subway didn't hire me. I think I did pretty damn good in that interview.
You gotta be unironically, you have to be God to work at Subway.
Really?
You like make sandwiches and shit.
It's not even close to as hard as my retail job. Well, I guess the work itself, like the single task of like putting together a sandwich, isn't difficult. I think it would be much more stress-inducing, and depressing to work at Subway than my retail job. But
it's like impossible for me to look at my I'm so not used to being on camera. I hate it so much, and I'm like trying to look at my camera because that's what you're supposed to do. My eyes just like won't.
Nobody looks at their camera for a podcast.
That's not a focus. Like my eyes are incapable of focusing on that focal point. I just can't do it.
Understandable. Yeah, you don't have to look at the camera. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, So your other job interview was not in person.
Yeah, it was over Zoom.
Could you say it was an online interview? Perhaps
was an
this
online
discussion
interview.
of Arby's versus telemarketing job is a discussion of online versus in-person interaction.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, what do you think? How was this job interview different, the online one? Did you prefer the online setting?
Well, first of all, I got to pull the classic online meeting move of putting on a very fancy shirt and just like a pair of basketball shorts.
I'm the law does not allow me to speak on this, but if I were to hypothetically do that, I wouldn't be ashamed of myself.
Is that? I don't think there's a law against that, Demigloom. I think you're okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's against the law to wear.
I don't think that one's in the books.
And a
Actually,
fancy shirt. Yeah, I read an article. An article that said, actually, the shoes you wear to a Zoom interview are just as important as the shirt you wear. I'm like, fuck off.
Okay, buddy. Sure.
If I accidentally turn on my foot cam, then maybe yeah.
Well, you see, you have to dress for success, Demigloom, because when you dress nice, somehow it makes you like better or some shit.
I think there's some truth to that. I don't think it necessarily applies to like a shitty job interview, like a Target job interview. But like during COVID, actually, when we were doing online classes, my teacher said his best advice for the pandemic depression was to treat every day that you're spending completely indoors as if you were going to go out. So get up, brush your teeth, take a shower, make your hair look nice, and wear clean clothes, put on, dress for success in a way. Yeah. And he says that significantly decreases for a lot of people how depressed you are during COVID and staying inside. And there was some truth to it. I definitely didn't commit to it. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a lot of self-discipline, or especially at that time I didn't. But like just getting up in the morning, taking a shower, doing my little rituals of getting ready for the day, even though I didn't leave the house, it definitely made me feel better. Definitely made me feel less shitty. I think a decent chunk of feeling shitty comes from being in dirty clothes, not showering. A lot of that, I'm not saying, maybe that's not a decent chunk of why the pandemic made us depressed, but it certainly made it a lot worse. And it doesn't have to be a lot worse.
I don't know. I understand the feeling of like taking a shower and getting dressed being a good thing, but I don't think it matters what I'm wearing. I guess I've never really cared about clothes under any context. Like if it were up to me, I would wear a t-shirt and basketball shorts literally everywhere I went at all times.
Jesus Christ. I used to be like that.
Yeah. Like the showering and getting ready for the day shit, like that I understand. But like whether I'm wearing a fancy or a not fancy really does not affect me.
To me, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be like, I guess, nice. I'm an emo, so nice means like a band t-shirt and tucked into my jeans. That's dressing nice for me. But yeah, I don't know. I guess just getting dressed mainly. It's not really about dressing nice. Just getting dressed is an important ritual.
Cleaning your room.
And it makes you feel better. Cleaning your, I'd say if I were to make, say, 11 or maybe 12 rules for my life, I think cleaning my room would probably be one of the first ones. It's up there for sure.
There might be a certain doctor out there who could tell you more about the benefits of that.
A doctor? Really? Does he have any books?
Yeah, I think he does.
Damn, he might. Hopefully he's not a far-right pundit. That would be obnoxious.
That would be unfortunate.
That would be unfortunate. It would be unfortunate if every major self-help influencer was actually part of the American far-right and was actually from Canada.
All your favorite self-help people, like Andrew Tate. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Who else is
but this I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I mean, like, I guess the red pill gurus count, like Sneeko.
True. Fucking Sneeko. Yeah. What a fucking...
Did you see the video of him getting kicked out of the gym for smoking a cigarette?
I heard about it, but I didn't see the video.
You should watch it. It's literally just him acting like a middle schooler. Like, his demeanor is identical to a middle schooler. He's like, "What, bro? What's up, bro?"
That's really funny.
And just the way he looked, the look on his face, very middle school-esque. He's a child. He's literally a man-child. But I digress.
So true.
Online versus in-person interaction and friendships and relationships and stuff. What do you have to say about that, Riely? I think it's a fun topic.
I don't know. I wasn't really. This is kind of sprung on me last minute. I didn't know you were keeping this topic.
No, I'm keeping it.
You picked it like a metatextually for your like first episode on Video in Real Life with Ferris, and that's not what this is. I wasn't.
Shut up, Ferris.
Yeah, shut up, Felonious Ferris. I don't know. I guess I need more specific direction than what do you think about that?
Well, we can go back to your job interview. How did you feel the differences were in the in-person versus online job interview?
I think in that case, in the job interview case, when I'm dealing with like a stranger, virtual was probably preferred. I think that's the thing, right? Like if I have to interact with a stranger, I'd rather do that online. But if I'm interacting with somebody who I like and care about, I would much rather do so in the same room.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I found for me personally, getting to know people online is way, way, way easier. I have an easier time opening up about things, being vulnerable, talking about feelings and stuff online. I have an easier time introducing myself, getting people to know me, and doing all that online. The conversations just flow a lot more easy through the internet. But in
Fair.
person, I kind of freeze sometimes. There's a lot of awkward silence, a lot of yeah, and it gets a little awkward. I've been meeting some people through my college through the internet. I could tell you right now, in person, don't ask questions. In person, I kind of freeze. It's very awkward, like I said. I don't really get a whole lot of opportunities to walk up to people and say hi. I think that's the hardest thing, is walking up to somebody and being like, hi, would you like to be friends? Whereas through text, I can pretty much literally say that. I can just be like, hi, you're cool. Talk to me. And they talk to me, and we both realize that we're cool. And then afterwards, we meet in person. That's a very easy thing for me to do. But in person, I can't walk up to somebody and say hi. It's very difficult. The circumstances kind of just have to fall in place for me to be able to approach somebody.
All of the pieces are coming together.
The pieces kind of have to just come together in order for me to talk to somebody in real life. Whereas on the internet, you can literally just slide in those DMs and be like, what's up?
Yo,
and for that, I think the internet is a very powerful tool. I mean, I joined a study group, and there was another person in there who was also a trans woman, and I was just like, hi, how you doing? And we said hi in person, and we're pretty chill.
Nice.
And that would have never happened if it wasn't for that Discord study group. And it's great. It's amazing.
It's weird to like become like internet friends with somebody who like you know in real life. Like that's the weird phenomenon I had with Jason, where like when we first met, it was entirely within the context of riding the same fucking school bus. But then we became like much closer. But it was entirely via Discord.
Yeah, how long did you guys know each other in person before you were basically online friends?
Probably a couple years, maybe just a year.
Just a year? Damn.
How
often did you interact before you became internet friends, would you say?
Probably, I mean, like, I didn't have many friends on that school bus, so probably fairly often.
How different? So you have internet / IRL, like hybrid friends like Jason, where you talk frequently on the internet and in person. How would you say interacting with them in real life versus online differs?
I guess it's just a more personal feeling. Like I think I just enjoy the presence of like other people that I like. And I'm not able to emulate that feeling as well on the internet. So it's just an enjoyable thing to get to spend real time with anybody in that position. I haven't been at Jason's house in a while. I gotta drop in on that guy.
Was the last time that you met Jason the last time I know about that recording session?
Yeah, I think the last time I was at his house was when we did the like try not to laugh video and like whatever else we did that day.
So stupid. Try not to laugh videos haven't been cool since like 2013.
Just having some fun, Demigloom. You don't gotta fucking be on my back.
I got you. I've done try not to laugh challenges with my friends too. I'm just being silly. What do you see? What do you think is like the main difference between an internet friend and an in-person friend? Do you think there's like fundamental differences in your relationship with that person, or is it literally just the medium of which you converse with them?
I think mostly those barriers have been broken at this point. Like I think it is very possible, and probably very common to have a very fulfilling personal relationship with somebody via the internet entirely. Case in point, me and you. I've never met you in my fucking life.
Wait,
we've been...
you think our relationship is meaningful? Wait, what? This means something to you?
Damn it! Beans got me again.
Damn it.
But like I think it's very common nowadays and very possible to maintain a strong personal relationship with somebody via the internet. But I think just having somebody in the same room is inherently just more enjoyable to me.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't know what it is. Because like me and you, we can make eye contact through this video chat. We can, for all intents and purposes, like be in the same room in a way. But there's just something missing.
Yeah.
There's something that would make this a lot cooler if you were, sitting in a chair next to me rather than across the country.
It's the slap action, like I described when I was with a couple of years ago. It's like now I can reach over and slap him whenever I want, and that adds something to the to the experience.
I wonder how much of it is like socially conditioned. Like how much of it is literally just that we're taught, like, that there's a difference between being on the phone, or it's just the knowledge that they're not there versus the actual material reality of your ability to interact.
Maybe it's that on some level. Like maybe we've just been like so deeply conditioned that it just like is a personal thing that exists within us that we can't explain but is true. I would lend credence to that theory for sure. It's something that I can't describe though. Like I think physical presence, just like feeling I sound like a fucking white girl, but just like feeling the presence of somebody else in the room, just adds something to it. I think that unfortunately is lacking from internet interactions.
Yeah, for sure. I think with friendship, you can get pretty close. I'd say maybe like 70%. I think with an internet friendship, you could probably get about 70% of the like fulfilling human interaction with another person through the internet. But I think with a romantic relationship, you can get like practically none of it. I've been in a romantic relationship in real life and like 3 on the internet.
Yeah.
And I can tell you firsthand, the internet relationships are like nothing compared to the real thing. Whereas my friendships online, like I consider myself pretty damn close to you, Riely, and I've never been like within like a 20-mile radius of you.
Yeah,
ever.
exactly.
My internet like romantic relationships, not even close to the closeness you can experience with somebody in person on a romantic
level.
And I don't know.
It's okay. I'm coming to Wisconsin when I turn 22.
You're coming to Wisconsin when you turn 22.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So no matter how much you believe she's coming to America when she turns 18, when you're both 18, let me make that clear.
Well, when you're both
that doesn't
17,
change anything.
you mean?
Well, yeah, when we're both 17.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a British internet girlfriend who I will not name, but Demigloom, Demi-storians, the Gloom-storians, I don't know what I would call them. They know her name. But I had a British internet girlfriend. We were both 17. Or I think she was 16 and I was 17 at one point. But
Scandalous. Spicy.
we were both really into why is my nose itch? I feel like there's a hair on my nose. I don't know what it's
You
coming
ever just
from.
have a hair
I
on your
feel it.
nose?
Well, I have like you have longer hair too. Like sometimes a hair from here will like get over here and just like go down to my nose or my eyeball. But I
Sometimes
can't
I'm just like, have
see
you
it
ever
or
just
feel
like
it.
had like a single lone renegade hair grow out of a place that it wasn't supposed to?
Yeah, that happens to everybody.
It's so weird because like just like suddenly there'll be like a little hair on my nose and I'll be like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is
Like
this
growing
shit?
out of your nose? What?
Yeah, it's happened.
That's really weird.
Just like one lone renegade hair just like coming out. It's like, oh, what is this
I've
doing
had
here?
like I've had hairs that were like I've had like hair that looked like hair from my head grow on my body before. Like I'll have like a bunch of stubble like on my face and then just one like long like very straight hair.
Demigloom has
That
a
makes no
mullet on her lower
sense.
back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how it works. It's called a tail. Anyways, what were we talking about? Yeah, I had a romantic relationship with a girl. We were both 17, and it felt so right, but little did we know it was so wrong. We
Wow.
she was like, "I'll come to America when I'm 18," and I was like, I think we both knew deep down inside that wasn't going to happen.
That wasn't gonna happen.
I think
Yeah.
we also both knew she was very emotionally manipulative, and then she went on to say that she was emotionally manipulative because she wanted to like help me and have this weird confession. I don't want to talk about it. I don't think she's a disgusting evil person. I think she's somebody who was just really fucked up in the head at the time and did not know how to navigate a relationship. But
Yeah.
we talked to each other. I think we were pretty devoted to each other. We had some pretty shallow devotion. We didn't really know each other very well. This is probably a bad example of an
You're just
internet
like
relationship.
we are girlfriends now, and we will
Yeah,
treat each other that way, despite not
I
really
think we
knowing
were
anything about each other.
we were also both pretty desperate. I was under the belief that I would never have an in-person relationship. We were on terms though. We were like, okay, we can have fun. We could play mommy and mommy for a while, but if we if we ever find somebody in real life, it's like it's over. And guess what? I found somebody in real life.
And it was
I
not
was
as over
like,
as smoothly as you were.
yeah, it was
Posing.
not as over as smoothly as I wanted it to be. She, whether intentionally or unintentionally, I can't decide, but she certainly guilt tripped me into staying with her after I was like, hi, I found somebody in real life. This might be the first time I ever talked about this publicly. I don't know. But yeah, I found somebody in real life who went on to be my first in person girlfriend after I finally managed to ditch this British girl
That
who
story
was for
didn't
some
end so
reason.
well either.
No, yeah, the IRL girlfriend was not very great in the end, in the long term.
We live
But
and we
you know,
learn.
look, the internet relationship, we wanted to hold each other and we couldn't. We would never be able to, we'd never be able to hold hands, and that was a devastating reality that I think a lot of internet couples, if they're being honest with themselves, are facing. I know they make like toys for like kissing and stuff. Do you know about this?
No.
So they have like these toys that connect to the internet, where
Okay.
it's like a stick with a mouth. And first of all, you know what people are gonna do with that. You know that they're not just
Yeah,
gonna be kissing.
I'm aware of like remote sex toys. Like I know the
Yeah,
degenerate
they're
version
like
of what you're describing, but I didn't know there was like a kissing one.
they kind of just like take it and they like kiss and like it like from across the internet they like feel your like you press your lip against it like this, the lip like feel that on their side. I don't know how exactly how it works, but like it's
Wow.
really funny. the lengths people go to make their like long distance relationships work. And hey, there are plenty of people who are happy with their internet relationships, but I think most people would much rather be together in person.
Yeah, when it comes to relationships, 1,000%. When it comes to a romantic relationship where there's like that, like physical desire to touch each other aspect, like yeah, online
I have the
relationship
physical
is
desire
gonna
to touch
fuck you up.
Riley. Like you said, we want to slap each other in the face, right?
Exactly. That's different though. The intimate.
We should have a
touch.
boxing match.
Yes, yes. Now you're thinking.
We could have an intimate boxing match. I don't even know what that means.
I'll beat up a 19-year-old girl. Why not? Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Unironically, because of estrogen, you'd have a huge advantage now. My bones,
Probably.
my bones are like made out of paper.
No, they're like
Those glass bones and paper
most
skin.
cis women could kick my ass. I am a weak man.
I could probably kick your ass. I'm still pretty fucking strong. I'm not going to say that I
Yeah.
don't have the male privilege and the
Where my
the
muscles
strength.
are supposed to be, there's silly putty. So it really.
Silly putty. Well, how thick of a layer is it? Like, do you just feel nothing when someone punches you?
No, quite the opposite. I'm extremely sensitive to pain.
That sucks, dude.
My friends will like punch me in the arm playfully in a manner that they would do to any of their other friends, and they wouldn't even like acknowledge that it happened. And I'll be like, "Ow, fuck!"
Oh shit. Yeah. Have you ever had an online relationship, Riley?
You know the answer to that question. You're just asking it
I don't
to
know.
put me in an embarrassing position.
No, I
where
don't know
say-
if you've ever tried it. I don't know if you've ever actually like had anything close to it.
No,
I know you haven't had like a long-term like serious online relationship, but you've never like
I would do it, but it has not found its way to me yet.
Do you think you would be happy with a internet relationship?
I'd be happier than the absence of a relationship, I think, but definitely not anywhere close to how happy I would be if I was in a real relationship.
We do have a caller, the other line, who feels the same way.
Wow.
No, we don't. This isn't the Riely Bachelor, unfortunately. We talked about doing that for Kathy. I think that would have gone. I think she's dating a guy right now, but that would have been
how
really funny
racist
if we
is
did
he?
that. I'm not going to talk about how racist Kathy's current boyfriend may or may not be.
Okay.
I actually don't know if he's racist or not.
Fair.
But yeah. I don't think I could do another like internet romantic relationship. I think like there's always the possibility that I run into like my literal soulmate. Like we're talking FL Studio, Gloomy Bear hoodie, like just a clone of me. That would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. And for those who don't know, I am interested in people who are a lot like me. A lot of people say, you wouldn't want to date yourself, you know? But according to surveys, a lot of people actually really do want to date themselves.
If I could, if there existed me but a hot girl in a second. Are you kidding me?
Just you in the sense of like things you like, care about, believe
Yeah, just
in.
like exactly me. Like copy and paste my personality, but just put it into a female. Like, fuck yeah.
That would be awesome. And just even like hanging out with people that are a lot like me.
Yeah.
Just like even like friendships, like people who are just like me. That's not to say that I only want to surround myself with people who are just like me. And if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, my soulmate is probably not exactly like me. I think
my two best friends at work are a skinny Chad with a 6-pack and somebody who looks literally exactly like me, to the point where supervisors have confused us before.
That's so funny. Is he the guy who played JonTron in the rap battle, the Scott the Woz JonTron?
Yeah,
battle?
I think that was him.
And then there's another guy at work who's the real JonTron.
Oh wow. You know, the guy I'm referring to was on Largest Issue once too.
Was he?
I pulled him into my internet realm for but a moment.
Was this before me?
No, I don't think so. You might not have been on for it. Do you recall a Zach?
I recall talk of a Zach. I don't remember if it was present or past tense.
Yeah, I think you were on the show at that point, but you might not have like been there on that show.
That could have been in my guest era.
True.
You said true like I just like quoted Martin Luther King or something.
True, dude.
I just stated a fact.
That's what I would have said to Martin Luther King if I was there and he said his speech. I would have been like, true, dude, true.
If I would be like, you know what? I agree.
Bro, you know, same.
Same, honestly.
Same, bro.
It's pretty funny. What if you met Martin Luther King through the internet, though?
I'd also say same, bro.
Same, bro. Could you imagine if MLK was still alive?
When he puts out his YouTube video essay, I Have a Dream.
that would have been the best video essay ever. Do you think if MLK like were still alive, he would be canceled by now? Like, let's just assume he was still an activist. He continued.
Something.
He would. I mean, he's already been canceled. There are allegations that he did horrible things, and if he did do those horrible things, then he deserves to be criticized for them. I just have no idea if they're true or not.
What are the Martin Luther King allegations?
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, he did like cheat on his wife, which is a bad thing to do. But also, one of my favorite YouTubers cheated on his wife.
Who are you talking about? Pro Jared?
No, Pro Jared is not one of my favorite. Pro Jared was probably one of my favorite YouTubers back in the day, and not anymore. Scott the Woz like completely dethroned Pro Jared.
True. Like, Scott the Woz dethroned a lot of things.
Had everything good about Pro Jared without any of the boring, obnoxious parts of Pro Jared.
Do you know about how there was, as there tends to be a lot, there was an extremely long hiatus between one JonTron video and another. And the JonTron subreddit just started talking about Scott the Woz instead.
That's really funny.
They just replaced JonTron with Scott the Woz.
And then they had a rap battle over it. They settled.
Exactly.
They settled who owned that subreddit over a rap battle. What about your friend, can I say his name?
Which one?
The one friend, the friend you hang out with every Tuesday or used to?
Oh, Patrick? Yeah, you can say his name.
What about Patrick? What do you think, like, Patrick's your best friend, right?
Yes.
What do you think, like, what's different between Patrick and someone like me or Jason, someone you mainly talk to on the internet?
I think literally it is just like the ability to hang out in real life. Like me and Patrick like go out and do stuff and exist in the world together. And that is an enjoyable experience. I would love to be able to do that with a you or even with a Jason. Jason doesn't have like the transportation to make that possible. But it's just, I don't know, something about it's different. It's hard to pin down.
Would you say you have any internet friendships where you'd prefer them to stay internet? Like, do you have any friends who you're fine with, like, texting and VCing with frequently, but you also don't, like, you wouldn't want to live near or, like, hang out with in person every week? I could
probably go down the list pretty easily, and you could probably guess the list.
Is it the person I'm immediately thinking of, person who's lately been kind of annoying, person we discuss being annoying?
Perhaps some sort of royalty.
Okay, well, you didn't have to say their name, but yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think you could be friends with Crow in person?
No, I definitely could. That's a joke. I would love to live near Crow.
I would hang out with Crow royalty in person. I don't have a problem with them.
I feel like hanging out with Kathy in real life would be weird.
See, I could name some internet friends who I'd prefer to, text every now and then and not hang out with IRL. Kathy is not one of them. I would love if Kathy wants to come to Wisconsin, hang out. I will be roommates with Kathy because our relationship is so interesting and just entertaining and fulfilling in that way that it's just I'd be willing to put up with the issues and disagreements that would come forth. But you wouldn't hang out with Kathy in person, would you?
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think there is an internet friend who, like, I would not hang out with in person. But, like, there are a couple where I feel like it would be weird, and she is one of them.
What would be weird about it specifically?
I don't know. I feel like just the kind of interactions we have translated into a real life setting just be a little strange.
I think that would certainly be strange for me. Like, I would, if I were hanging out with Kathy in a group, like, if I can invite Kathy to a group chat, right? Say if I made a group chat called Funny Green Circle, where my
For
friends hang out.
example, yeah.
For example, hypothetically, and Kathy said a bunch of transmedicalist bullshit in the VC with us, I can just like be like, all right, bye, Kathy, you're no longer a part of this. Whereas like in person, you can't really do that.
Fair.
In person, it's a lot more hard to just eject somebody from a conversation. You kind of have to deal with that and move along in the conversation.
Leave. Exit the room.
It's really, really hard to do that. If somebody like says some horrible shit, obviously you could be like, get the fuck out of here. But I feel like the things Kathy says are just not horrible enough that it would be weird. It would not be socially acceptable in a group setting for someone to be like, get the fuck out of here. I can't deal with you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a point to internet interactions. You can literally just kick someone out of a group chat. And if you're good friends with them, you can just be like, hey man, no hard feelings. Like this interaction wasn't working out. With in-person commitment.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
In-person interaction, there's a lot more commitment.
True.
You basically almost always commit like a block of time to hang out with somebody, whereas on the internet through texting, you're literally only
you can just ghost somebody
sentence by sentence. Yeah. Like my friends that I'm
it's so easy. Sometimes you're having a disagreement with somebody that's like actually important to things that are going on. And you can choose to just like stop engaging entirely and just start completely ignoring that person. And your name is Andrew also in this scenario.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When I broke up with my girlfriend, there was obviously I got kicked out of that friend group and whatever, but we went to the same like small high school, so we had to make eye contact with each other every day. We had to engage in class discussions, whereas on the internet, you could just ban somebody from your server. You can't just ban half of a high school from the school.
I don't understand. Like, there are people who like take like moral issue with like banning people. Like, one of my friends has not yet banned their ex-wife from their Twitch chat, and every time they pop up, I'm just like, I know this makes you feel not good, probably. I don't know why you bring this upon yourself.
Is this the person who has an ex-wife that I know?
Who has an ex-wife that you know?
Then it's not them.
I can't answer that question without saying who it is. So we'll just
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Can we say that? I don't think we can.
I mean, I don't give a shit. I talk shit about that guy on podcasts all the time. He doesn't listen to any podcast I'm on. Are you kidding me? He'll never hear this.
I'll bleep out the name. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
His ex-wife is in the Twitch chat. See, in real life, say, I don't know, you go to the same coffee shop, you got to be like, you hear Dick Masterson talking about how he fucked his entire friend group out of LA. Didn't they say, or it was at Hollywood? I think like Dick and Sean were talking about they can't go to any bars in Hollywood because Dick has been an asshole at like all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm listening to Biggest Problem, but that's it's a real thing. IRL. That sucks. You have to share. There's limited space where you live, so unless you want to move to like another city or another state, sometimes even, depending on how iconic the locations you visit are. You kind of have to deal with people existing around you. But if I get too tired of what, say, Kathy is saying in my group chat, I can just kick her out, and those two people will never have to see each other again. My ex-girlfriend, I don't know where the fuck she is, but people who are around her, people who hate me because of our breakup. I don't know where she is. She said she was going to go to college out of state, but that's neither here nor there.
And then she disappeared.
But like people, her friends,
she waddled away
till the very next day. Her friends are still around, and like I occasionally make eye contact with her old friends because we occupy the same space, the space being our city, And it sucks. I can't just block them. I can't just mute them and never have to deal with them again.
I mean, it's their fault that that's awkward.
Oh,
Like, just be
absolutely
normal.
is. And I don't give a shit personally.
It's a
But for other
relationship between
people-
two people who aren't you. You don't need to like so aggressively take a side.
But there are people in like abuse situations and stuff too. Like
Sure, but
people who
that
have,
wasn't
like,
what this was.
no, and I'm not saying it's like horrible for me. I'm just saying like as an example. Like, but there are other people in much worse situations. I guess my father is a good example. Like, I can't go to his hometown. The odds of me running into him are very high if I were to frequently visit where he lives and just go. Like, if I were to grocery shop every week where he lives, I would run into him at some point.
Just like for your own comfort, or because you think he's so unhinged that he'll just like attack you at a grocery store.
For my own comfort.
Fair enough.
I don't think
fair
he's
enough.
a physical threat to me. But yeah, it would be extremely awkward. It would be very emotionally damaging to have to interact with that man again. And I'm glad that we don't live in the same city, because if we had to occupy the same space, that would make things really, really bad.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
hey, as far as the internet is concerned, blocked.
Exactly.
No, I don't actually have him blocked on anything.
Block your dad on Twitter, never have to hear from him again.
Well, I actually did block my dad on social media, but he has my phone number if he really needs to contact me. But yeah, anyways, that's neither here nor there. What do you think is the worst part of internet friendships as compared to IRL friendships?
I feel like a lot of what I'm saying is just like saying the same two sentences in 87 different ways.
That's kind of this whole podcast. This episode sucks.
Oh, come on. Don't be mean to me.
Vote up monkeys.
Now. But yeah, as a solution.
Yes.
I think it is really just to, excuse the repeating myself, but I think just being in the same room, having the ability to like high five each other. What are you doing?
Making really stupid faces because
okay, it's distracting me greatly.
I need to get my car back.
Like just being able to like be in the same room and just like do the same thing. I think a lot of it is like the to have to like arrange like activities. Like we've reached the point where you could basically do anything with each other over the internet, but some of it like takes like prep and like the use of like weird third-party applications. Like if you want to like play a certain video game together or whatever. Whereas like if you're in the room,
play Turtles in Time together.
Yeah, if you want to play Turtles in fucking Time. Yeah. And you have the Switch game that doesn't fucking work. But yeah, it just makes it easier to do certain things when you're in the same room.
I thought you were dabbing for a second.
No.
You just go like... It's pretty funny. Silly goose.
I know. I'm such a silly goose.
There are just a lot of inconveniences with the internet. There's a lot of, I guess, software contraptions you have to do to mimic a lot of in-person things.
Yeah, like there's the ability to mimic like basically anything, but like when you're in person, you can just like do shit.
I think a lot
doing the shit.
I think a lot of online things like try to replicate it. I think Discord activities are a good example. Like Discord activities are they have a bunch of just virtual versions of board games and card games that you would do in person with somebody. And they provide an easy way for you to do it long distance, which is super fucking fun and addicting.
Yeah, I remember the fucking poker night that you fuckers were having at Issue Crew recording time.
I wasn't playing poker.
You were playing poker. You got in there.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't playing. I don't know how to play poker. No, I don't know how to play poker.
I thought you played a round or two.
We've played Putt Party in Issue Crew for sure. Or Blazing Eights or the other games. We need to make the Demigloom debate card game a thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
We need to make it a Discord activity.
Yo. Hey, Discord, I got something for you.
Discord, I do got something. It's a hot takes game. It's really fun. But no. Yeah, I guess that's a challenge, which is getting the gap between online and in-person, like, ability to have fun with people is really, really getting closer and closer. Like, now we can play Uno and Scrabble without having to be in person, and it's awesome. It's really fun.
Scrabble.
Scrabble's fun. Fuck you. Maybe it's the estrogen talking, but I really enjoy Scrabble.
That's what I said to you. That is one of my top 10 Demigloom interactions. Is when I was trying to get you in a voice call for some reason that I don't remember, and you said you were playing Scrabble with your mom, and I'm like, congratulations, you are a woman, you've done it.
Yeah, that was it. You know, up until that point, he wasn't really feeling the woman thing, but Scrabble with the mom, you can't argue with that.
Well, it's just proof positive. Like, I already knew you were a woman, Demigloom, but then it's like you do that, it's like, oh, now I can't even imagine a world where you're not a woman at this point. Yeah.
You want to know something funny? I'll never say that again. You'll never hear me say "yeah" again. Speaking of my mom,
I know.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah.
I had to say it for the one time, but no more yes.
You get to play it out. The end of an era.
What am I gonna do? I need to get a roommate just so I could say "yeah" again.
It's okay, Demigloom. I'll come sleep at your house, and when you record podcast, I'll talk to you, and you'll be like, "Yeah."
As if I'm going to be recording podcasts with anyone but you, if you live with me.
I imagine you'd be recording podcasts with Felonious Ferris still.
On like Tuesday afternoons, yeah.
True.
What day is today? Thursday?
Yes.
Shit, that means I have to edit this like tonight and get it out.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be too hard.
I'm dreading the amount of sleep I'm not gonna get.
Uh-oh. Do you have work tomorrow?
Of course I do, Demigloom.
Oh my god, why?
I work Monday through Friday.
It's almost midnight. What time do you have work?
Well, 10, but I can't not wake up at 6. My body's hardwired at this point.
Holy shit. Okay. We should definitely wrap this up then.
No, you don't rush on my account. I'm cool.
I won't rush it, but we can wind down a little bit. Do you have anything? Are there any other topics related to the differences between internet and in-person interactions that you think we could talk about? I guess is there anything that people do? We talk about replicating in-person interactions online. Is there anything people do online that we replicate in person?
Whoa.
Because I know there's obviously the meme where like you become so internet brained. Like I tweeted this once. It was like, so I was listening to two coworkers of mine have a funny conversation behind me. Podcast in real life.
Yo.
First of all, saying podcast in real life. First of all, saying podcast in real life implies that podcasts aren't real, like they're a fictional thing. But it's like, it was really weird that I had that reaction because like I was like, man, I wish I could listen to podcasts or music at work. But like just listening to two people have a funny conversation, I was like, yeah.
Imagine not being able to listen to podcasts at work. Can't be me.
I was working at McDonald's and I had to listen to people scream at me all day, so I wouldn't be able to pay attention to a podcast. Although I have hair that like covers my ears.
That's why I'm getting the fucking brain microchip.
To just listen to podcasts at all times.
That's the technology, is like having like reactive like brain chip technology where it just like plays a podcast, but then if somebody talks to you, it like automatically pauses that podcast.
That would be awesome.
That would be the best.
That would be pretty crazy.
Listen,
yeah.
Elon, if you've got that day one, I'll be your guinea pig. Shoot it in my brain.
So like I'm internet pilled enough to where when I hear like two people talking behind me and I'm bored and I just pay attention, my brain immediately is like podcast in real life. I wonder if like there are like what is it, Gen Alpha, people in Gen Alpha that are going to be so internet brains that the moment they encounter a real person and start talking to them, they're going to be like, dude, it's like VC in real life.
Yo, it's like we're VCing in the same place.
People finally get a girlfriend and they sleep in the same bed together and they're like, dude, it's sleeping on call in real life. I definitely when I was in my first real life romantic relationship, there were moments where it was like, yo, this is like what me and my British e-girlfriend did, but it's real. It's crazy. It's like a real version of this internet thing that I did.
Exactly. You know, that's one thing. Sleeping on call will never be the same as napping with the homies.
Dude, this is asterisk kisses you on the lips asterisk in real life.
Have you done
called
that,
kissing on the
Demigloom?
lips.
Have you been through the
What?
blissful experience? You're just like chilling with a group of homies, and you're just like hanging out, and you're EP, so you just like go to sleep. You nap with the homies.
Only the one time that I got high, but that was like a 2-second nap that felt like a 4 hour. I could tell that. I'm gonna say that story for the drug episode. But to make a long story short, I woke up
I
from a
better
very
be
long
here
nap.
for that one, you fucker.
I woke up from a very long nap, asked my friend how long I was asleep, and he was like, "Bro, we were in the middle of a conversation. You did not sleep at all." And that's how I knew I was under the influence. And some crazy shit followed. You've heard this story before. I've told it. I think I've told it on like Largest Issue.
Yeah, I've definitely heard the story.
Yeah, you know this story. You know it.
But yeah, that's true bliss when you're just vibing, and you're with your homies. You know you're in a safe environment. You're just enjoying a nice conversation, and you just drift off into a nice little nap.
But not like night sleep. Like not like sleeping.
No, it's like
for
a
the
little
night.
nap.
Taking a little. I'm trying to think if this has ever happened. I'm sure it has happened. I've hung out with a lot of people in my life. I think I fall asleep. Like I've fallen asleep in class before, so I've definitely. But like not for a long period of time. Not like an hour-long nap or more. Definitely not like where I could get comfortable. I've definitely fallen asleep for like maybe 10 minutes at a time with the homies.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, obviously I've had sleepovers and shit before. Sleepovers are fucking awesome. Sleepovers are so underrated.
Oh, bro, it's been a while. Sleepovers were the best.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The last sleepover I had was Squeebo. I think it was, after my graduation party. They spent
You
the
see,
night
I
at
don't
my
remember
house.
the last sleepover I had, but I would be willing to bet money that it was Silas.
You've never slept over at Jason's house?
No.
His parents don't his parents like hate you?
No. I think his brother might, but his parents
Okay.
seem to like me.
Jason's brother is cool. I love Jason's brother.
I don't know if that's
I
true
love
anymore,
Jack.
but I think there was Jack, Jason's brother.
Jack.
I think there was a time where Jack did not like me, but I think we might be
Jack.
past that now.
Shut up, fat. I think Jack. Yeah, I don't know if Jack likes me or not. I've talked to him in a V. There was the one time where like Jason left the call and Jack just showed up on camera and talked. I don't know if he has an impression of me though.
You know, Jason's parents are both cool.
Have your parents met Jason? Or
No.
your mom? No, never. Do they even know who he is?
Yeah, she knows who he is.
Hmm.
I've like told her about him and like told her that that's where I'm going when a mysterious car arrives to pick me up in the morning and then I don't come home until late afternoon.
That's a fun conversation. Does your mom know about your internet friends
Yeah.
at all? How much does your mom know about like me or Kathy?
She doesn't.
Or any of
Yeah,
those
she
people?
doesn't like know. But actually, no. She doesn't like know. She knows I have internet friends, but she doesn't know anything about them really.
Does she? Have you ever uttered the name Demi or Demigloom to your mom?
No.
Never. See, my mom knows like all the names of my internet friends.
My mother. I've uttered the name Gingy to my mother, and I think I've uttered the name Alex to my mother, but none of my other internet friends.
My mom like knows about like what's going on.
I know
With you guys.
Like, your mom like knows about like the podcast, so that's weird to me.
I don't care anymore. Back like before I was trans, or before I came out as trans, before she knew that I was trans, I would never utter the name Demi or Demigloom around her.
I can't imagine the adults in my life like knowing about the shit I do on the internet. Like I had a relative of an IRL friend subscribe to one of my YouTube channels, and that was the most like horrifying thing ever. I was like, oh god.
Was it Silas's grandfather?
Yes, I didn't want to say that because
Yeah.
I didn't know if you could like
Oh.
see him in my subscriber list, but
Nobody can see your subscriber list except you.
is that true? I thought your like subscribers were public.
No, who you're subscribed to is public unless you make it private.
Not your subscribe. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You're subscribed. Yeah, no, nobody can find your subscribed. Yeah, his I'm trying to think. My mom literally knows what my podcasts are called, and she could listen to me. I've told her like straight up. I was like, "You don't want to listen to my podcasts, Mom," and she was like, "Okay."
Please do not do that. Yeah.
I didn't even ask her. I just told her she didn't want to hear. That's what I tell all my relatives, and they were. I mean, I think they respect that. Who knows? Hi, Mom, if you're listening to this podcast. Like, I don't think my mom wants to hear what I say on podcast. Talk about, you know, there are friend conversations and family conversations, and my mom understands that. And she knows that I don't want her listening to my friend conversations, and I don't think she wants to hear my friend conversations either. My mom is really good about respecting privacy. My dad, when my dad found out that I was podcasting, back when I went to his house all the time, he was always like, "Oh, tell me about your podcast. Tell me about your podcast. What's it called? I want to listen to every single episode." Because he was a big fan of what I did. He always wanted to listen to my music and shit. And he was like offended that I wouldn't tell him what my podcasts were called. He's like, What do you talk shit about me on your podcast? Is that what it is? Is it called Demi's Dad Sucks, the podcast? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And ironically, well, not really ironically, but fittingly, I did talk shit about my dad all the time on podcasts.
True.
I definitely overshared about my relationship with my father on podcasts, so I didn't need him hearing that. But also, I was open about being transgender on my podcasts, and he would have disowned me if he found out, which, surprise, he did when he did find out. So I was right about that. But yeah, like my mom knows that the Issue Crew and Middle School GSA exist. A lot of my relatives know that I do a podcast. I tell them, like my grandma was like, "Oh, I want to listen to your podcast." I was like, "Yeah, we talk about politics and stuff." Like, honestly, I wouldn't really give a shit if my grandma listened to this podcast. That probably sounds really weird.
People around me like know that I do podcasts, but then like a lot of them, if they ask me about it, I'm like, "You don't want to. No, I don't want to tell you."
Yeah.
How to actually.
I think a big part of it is literally that I like talk about sex on podcasts. And
yeah.
Whether or not I want to talk about sex with my relatives, like, depends on the relative.
I still like I can barely swear next to my mother.
Yeah, that's another thing.
My mother, who knows I swear and is Bostonian, so every other word she says is fuck, and I still feel weird about swearing around her.
I don't feel weird about swearing around my mom. I think one day I don't know when it happened, but like me and my little brother. I still feel
weird when she hears me watching something on my TV with swears in it.
That's stupid.
I'm so trained to like not raise ire from my mother that just like anything that like when I was 12 might have perked her ear up. I'm like, no, can't have this.
I think with my dad, I never swore on my dad. My dad would have physically punished me if he heard me swear. In fact, like when I said frickin' all the time, it's kind of funny to imagine me saying frickin', but I was really really good at shutting it off. Like at my dad's house, like, "Oh, this is so frickin' stupid. Oh my, what the heck, man? Oh crap. Oh, cheese and rice.
Beans.
Dang it. God darn it.
Gosh darn it.
I wasn't allowed to say Jesus Christ at my dad's house. Like, oh my God was like a red flag if I said that. He's like, I don't like you saying frickin'. It's a substitute for fucking. Like, he would say fuck all the time. My dad cussed like a sailor all the time, but if I were to utter a swear word, he would have killed me. But like, my dad also wanted me to say the N-word. That was the one swear word.
Listen, there's one word. There's one bad word that you're allowed to say.
I said the N-word. Like literally, I said like, yeah. So he said the N-word or whatever. I mean, I was like, what? You're not going to say it? What, are you scared? Well, you don't want to get canceled? You don't want to say the N-word? I was like, you don't let me say shit. But you want me to say the N? That's how racist my dad was. He was disappointed that I didn't say the N-word. But
I picked up swearing just via osmosis. Like sometimes swear words would just slip out because like everybody in my life swore. So like I remember I got like smacked once because like while a family friend was giving me a haircut, I accidentally said fuck.
Oh shit. I when I was a kid, people would always say like if somebody, my little brother would accidentally swear, I wouldn't accidentally swear, or I don't recall accidentally swearing in front of my excuse me, in front of my
This
family
happened
members.
when I wasn't even swearing personally. Like I still
Yeah.
wasn't even. This notification is. I didn't know they phrased it this way. So my computer's dying. We might have to go cameraless in a second. But
Oh god.
the notification says your battery is running low. You might want to plug in your PC. I don't know why I find that phrasing
maybe.
so fun. Like, you might want to plug in your PC. Like, we don't want to tell you what to do, but, like...
How low does it have to be for them to be like, you have to? All right.
Plug it in right now.
Like, once it's like 2%, it's like, bro, come on, bro.
What the fuck, man?
But yeah, anytime somebody accidentally swore or the topic of accidentally swearing came up in my family... I would always hear the same thing, and that was, if you're accidentally swearing, that means you're swearing somewhere else. And I don't think that's
Not true.
because I had accidentally swore a couple times without having swearing personally. Like, just it was just
I just listen
in
to
my
people
vocabulary.
swear and consume media where people swear.
It was just like in my vocabulary because that's what I heard all the time. You know, when I see someone stub their toe and say "fuck." That's just in my brain. I know that stubbing your toe means fuck. Fuck means shit. I stubbed my toe. I think one time when I was really little, I like got stung by a bee or something in our yard, and I said, "Oh, shit!" Like exactly like that. And my little brother was like, he put his hand over his mouth. He's like, "Oh my god,
I can't believe you just said that."
And I was like, "No! You can't tell mom. You can't tell mom."
Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom.
Because mom would have definitely thought that I was swearing in my free time. Eventually, ironically, once I started swearing in like with my friends, dude, it was literally 6th grade, like day 2 of 6th grade. I was like, what are you, fucking stupid? Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. I don't give a shit, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. I don't give a fucking shit, bitch.
Now.
I'm in fucking middle school, bitch. Like I was swearing like Jesse Pinkman.
Let's see how this looks. Let's get the candid camera here.
Uh-oh.
I forgot that I physically shut the switch. I was trying to turn it on via the app.
Oh my god.
Yo?
You have to just like do this the whole time.
This
looks
is the
so
camera
stupid.
now. What's up?
Whatever.
Would you rather I turn it off, or do you want this? Do you want this?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Let me full screen. Okay, you look better in full screen. In my little preview, you don't look great.
You get the
But
full.
anyways.
This is the fat cam.
When did you start? True. When did you start swearing?
Shit. Probably like middle school-ish. I feel like there was like a legitimate, like there was like a time in my life pretty early on that I started swearing, and then I like stopped for a while.
Dude, same.
But then like by like high school, I was swearing all the time.
In 7th grade, I remember this specifically. I made a moral decision to stop swearing because it was the wrong thing to do.
Oh my god, this is really embarrassing. I didn't realize my spilled trash was very visible on camera.
We don't care. Nobody cares anymore.
But listen, this was not all spilled. My cat knocked it over while we were trying to set our recording up. My mom has to pay the trash bill. It's a whole thing, okay?
Okay, I understand. But yeah, I made a conscious effort to quit swearing in 7th grade because it was the wrong thing to do. And I also didn't want to get in trouble. And I actually like completely cut swearing out of my... Excuse me, hiccups again. Completely out of my vocabulary. I would always say frickin' or dang it or what the heck. I think it's also funny that on Davey and the Prince, my very first YouTube channel, I started when I was like 10. You can hear me say like, what the heck? Oh, geez Louise. Like I sound like total like loser, like who's never said a swear word in his life. But literally like the day before that recording, like in school, I was like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck off. You fucking bitch. You little bitch. Fuck you. I don't give a shit, man. I don't fucking give a fucking shit. Look, I don't give a fuck, man.
Fuck, dog.
I don't fucking care, man. I don't give a fucking shit. I would cuss in front of teachers too. It's embarrassing as hell. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Of course, by like the end of 7th grade, I was cussing like a sailor again. People made me very angry, and frickin' was not adequate language.
It could not express the feelings that you were feeling at that moment.
No, bro. After everybody found out who I had a crush on, it was over. That was like the first emo arc.
Yeah.
Is there a delay, or are you just stupid?
What do you mean?
You're replying to what I say like 30 seconds after I say it.
There must be a delay then, because I think
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do a fake sync. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so you said you quit swearing too?
Yeah, I don't remember the timeline on it, but like I think there was a point where I was really young where I just like started swearing like amongst friends or whatever. And I think I reached a point where I just like I guess I just wasn't running with that crowd anymore, so I wasn't really like saying that shit. But then I think once I became like fully internet pilled, like that's when the swearing was like instilled into my being.
I think that's also me. I think it might have had something to do with like watching Leafy is Here and Filthy Frank in like 7th grade. Oh my god, guys, this is so fucking stupid. This is literally the most dumb fucking thing I've ever fucking seen. That definitely helped me swear.
I think the moral of the story here is I think me swearing was Blastburn Radio's fault.
Blastburn Radio, damn.
I think that's what incited the permanent swearing in me was my plug into the Matrix where I never left the internet because I discovered podcasts and they became my entire life, and that all started because of Blastburn Radio.
It's amazing.
This is the best podcast to ever exist objectively. Still,
I forget Blastburn Radio goes that far back. We're talking like middle school, right?
Not middle school. I was in high
middle school, like early high school.
I was 2017.
I was fully committed to swearing around the same time, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in middle school. That's crazy. You were in high school in 2017. That's crazy for me to think about. I don't know why that's crazy. I was in high school in 2018. I don't know why that's weird for me.
Weren't you in high school in like 2022?
I was in high school in 2023.
Oh, oops.
I was literally in high school this January.
Yeah, you like just graduated, even though you're 19.
I graduated. I technically graduated in January. So what? 9 months ago. Like a baby was born since I graduated. But
okay.
I did attend the graduation ceremony and like get my actual diploma this June when everyone else did. But yeah, I can't believe how long it's been. Since what, you've graduated?
Yeah. I graduated
like 3 years.
I think my graduation was in July 2020, so yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was in the middle of high school then. I was a sophomore. It's crazy to think about. Huge if real. Huge if true.
Big if true.
Big if, is that it? Is it big if true?
Yes.
I've heard huge if true. Large if true.
Large if true in the galaxy.
Shut the fuck up. Large if true in galactic. Yeah. So yeah, before we finish up this internet interaction, do we have anything else we want to talk about? I think this was a decent episode.
Good. I'm glad to hear that performance review for you. You said it was bad like a half hour ago, and it made me sad.
Well, I mean, I think there was a little bit of repetition. Let's be honest with ourselves. I could probably cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I think this one, it'll go through the editing bay, and it will become a powerful product.
Powerful product, indeed.
Powerful product.
Do you think I should replace your webcam with some funny footage or something?
Wait, why?
Because it looks horrible.
No.
No.
I
Okay.
went through I was on camera this whole fucking time. I hate
you went
being on
through all of it
camera.
for nothing.
If you fucking cut my camera track after I went through all this shit to be on camera.
All right. What if I put funny footage for most of it, but during key moments it like switches back to you?
No, fuck off.
Okay.
I don't want to see a moment where my camera's not visible.
Audience, I tried. All right, Riely, where can our listeners find you? Tell them about the Issue Crew and that I'm on it.
So the Issue Crew is a podcast, right? You got me, you got Demigloom over there.
Put the Issue Crew right there.
And you got 5 other people in various combinations. We gather every week and we discuss just whatever
Issues.
comes to mind.
Kind of.
Well, issues or quick fixes or anything in between.
Big if true.
Big if true. It's pretty good.
It's a good thing.
You should go on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube and you should look it up and you should listen to it because that would be cool if you did that.
Huge. What else do you do? Huge if true.
Well, I do plenty of other podcasts. They are all consolidated. If you go to the link that I assume will be in the description, or on my Twitter at Riely Tweets in the pinned tweet. It's linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. It's got all my podcasts, fucking Detour Ahead, a comedic topic-based show I do with my friend Alex. There's fucking Megazord Radio, a show I do with Crow Royalty, where we talk about Power Rangers episode by episode. Both, we're starting from the beginning, but we're gonna be alternating for a while because we're also gonna be covering the new season that drops today when this comes out. So it's gonna be pretty epic.
That's insane. Huge if true.
Huge if true. Oh, I have to take those notes when I wake up too. God fucking damn it. I had to take notes on Power Rangers Cosmic Fury when I wake up at 6 a.m. from 5.5 hours of sleep.
That's crazy. You can find me. I have a YouTube channel called Demigloom, Demigloom, and you can also find me at Demigloom on Discord. Join the Middle School GSA Discord. There's two big Middle School GSA announcements I probably should have put at the beginning of the show. But new Discord server. If the old link doesn't work anymore, I'm working on replacing the link in the description of all the old episodes. But I merged the Demigloom server with Middle School GSA.
The stupidest shit ever to occur in the history of humanity.
Those two servers, the Middle School GSA server and the Demigloom server, had like identical channels and accomplished virtually the same things. There was no point in having them separate. There was nothing.
They already existed separate. It was stupid to just like.
Well, here's the thing. Also, is literally every single user, with one exception, who was in the Middle School GSA server, was also in the Demigloom server. So I just said, like, fuck it.
Fair enough.
Artificially inflate the amount of people who are interested in our brand. It's the Maddox method.
True.
Good
Steal
shit.
the iTunes feed.
So we got a new Discord server. Don't worry, all of your favorite channels are still there. It's just the chat logs are wiped. If you're really concerned about anything that was in the chat logs of the old server, I guess you can join that old server. Huge announcement. Huge if true.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and everyone in between are off of that spectrum.
Okay.
MiddleSchoolGSA.com. It's real. Go to MiddleSchoolGSA.com, our new official website. It's under construction, so it's not the prettiest, but it will accomplish everything that we plan on.
We'll see how that construction goes, because the largest issue website has been under construction.
Well, the largest issue website. Listen, the largest issue website was made in a Google Doc, which was converted to HTML, which was converted to a PDF, which was converted to HTML, which was copied and pasted into NeoCities. The Middle School GSA website I'm gonna agree with y'all. That shit is made in Canva, but it looks good. It's a good Canva website.
We still need to make the Issue Crew website. There's a mysterious like missing page from the like present. We were working on an Issue Crew website in Google Slides, and there's like a mysterious missing page from the copy I have. I don't know if you still have it. But I believe by context clues, I figured out that the page probably contained bios for Alex and Silas, but it was just like nothing but the stars in the background.
That's right. I was gonna make the Issue Crew wiki, too.
Yeah, that was also an idea.
Through. I started working on it. You know what? Since I have Canva Premium now, if you buy the issue.crew or like issuecrew.com or something. If you buy the domain, I'll host the website. Huge if true.
Like using what?
Canva. Canva will accomplish. Canva has like really good web design tools. It's just like you can't like make your own forum or like embed like full podcast episodes. Like there's a lot of like things that you can't do on Canva, but like the majority of like the basic web design shit like for a podcast website, it's just fine, in my opinion.
If I was doing an Issue Crew website, I feel like I would want it to be a NeoCities thing, because I liked that aesthetic a lot, and it made me sad that we.
You can also achieve that aesthetic in Canva, because we literally achieved that aesthetic just by combining like PNG files in text.
True.
I could literally copy and paste the assets from those Google Slides into Canva. So if you buy the domain, which is probably going to be like $20 a year, I'll totally host the website.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
I'm paying $17 a month for Canva Premium to do that. If that weren't
why?
clear.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a really good service. It's great graphic design shit for non-graphic designers. You can achieve a lot of graphic design needs without having to know how to graphic design. Very good service. And with the custom domain and everything, it's worth it. It's worth it to have middleschoolgsa.com.
That's fair.
I think I can also give you... I think I can have I can share my Canva Premium with like up to 5 accounts. I think that's true. So I could probably I could probably add you to like my business.
Oh, the infinite power.
True.
That I've only felt for 1 month because I got the free trial and canceled it immediately.
All right, Riely, before I hit the stop button, what do you want? What do you want us to know about you? What's your deepest confession that you're willing to give right now?
I love. See you next week, everybody.
We're totally beeping that out too. Oh my god, why would you say that? They're gonna try to read your lips too. Jesus Christ. All right.
What do you mean?
Bye,
I'm
everybody.
very public about my enjoyment of.
No. What do you mean?
Only okay? I don't want to see fucking people.
Okay. I really like beep. I only like beep women, not beep men. Purchase a copy of What's Your Problem by Johan Birch. Buy What's Your Problem.